Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. This is Sunday, March 21st, 2021, and I really do hope you are seeing this video. I want to explain this to you real quick. I had a whole other video prepared for you. YouTube will not process the video. Why? Because I mentioned a few things in that video that you cannot know about. There is something very ugly going on, people, and I think you're aware of that. If you don't agree with the mainstream narrative, they don't want your voice to be heard, especially if you're someone like me who has a pretty large audience. I have the potential, people like me have the potential to wake people up, and they do not want that to happen. Let's talk about what else happened to me. LinkedIn suspended me. I am not allowed to post on LinkedIn anymore. Again, why? They want to control the narrative. So if you do follow me on LinkedIn, and there were thousands of you who did, I apologize. I have no say-so in this anymore. I'm unable to post on LinkedIn anymore. So I would suggest follow me on another social network, Twitter, my chat room in my website, traderschoice.net might be the best place for you to follow stuff that I'm not allowed to post anywhere else and I can't talk about. You understand? The narrative is being controlled, people. Understand what's happening in this new paradigm that I've warned about was coming from a very long time ago. A whole new set of rules, the manipulation and controlling of the narrative. It has to be what the mainstream media wants you to know. It cannot be anything else. So again, this morning, yes, I am frustrated. YouTube would not process my video from this morning, and I got suspended from LinkedIn. All right, with that said, let's move forward here. So what can we expect this week? Several Fed presidents are slated to talk. This, people, has the potential to move the market, more specifically the debt market. We all understand what's going on here in the debt market. This turmoil that we've seen lately. This is engineered turmoil. Why? The Fed wants to issue yield curve control. The market wants to be managed. Once this happens, stocks will skyrocket. I want you to understand that as well. But before that happens, the Fed must deliberately cause more turmoil in the debt market. I would not be surprised to see that 10-year yield rise this week, which will pressure the stock market. If that happens, that would be a buying opportunity because at one point, people, mark my words, the Fed will issue yield curve control. Wall Street wants it. The Fed wants it. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of how they're going to do it. So just be watchful for that. Number two, watch for some kind of an event, and I covered this Friday, that will push the price of crude oil much higher. I explained to you that we were going to see an attack of some kind on an oil facility. What happened last week? They attacked an oil facility, and that made crude oil turn right around, push the energy sector higher, financial sector higher, and the stock market just loved it. This is what they're going to do yet again, but on a larger scale. Why? The Federal Reserve is going to hide inflation in the price of energy. I've covered this. I covered this just last week. This is why an event is going to occur to push the price of crude oil substantially higher. So the Fed can say, oh, there's no inflation. It's just temporary. Look at the price of energy. It's going up. So that's why you're seeing inflation. You see, you're not supposed to know that the Federal Reserve's balance sheet has ballooned 100% in a year. You're not supposed to know that central banks around the world are issuing debt unlike we have ever seen in the history of the world. That's the real reason why we're seeing inflation. So they have to hide it. And they will. Look here. Look here. Don't look here. This is what they're going to do. We know what they're going to do before they do it. I told you about the attack, and I've done this many, many times. If you followed my work, you've seen me tell you there would be an attack, and it happens. I'm no smarter than anybody else, but this is their playbook. They do the same thing over and over and over again. Crude oil would not be allowed to fall. It's the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. If it does fall, they'll prop it right back up through some twisted mechanism, okay? They'll kill whoever they have to kill to make sure that crude oil stays high. And in this environment where they must hide inflation, expect something to occur. That's a fact. Right now, cryptocurrencies are under a little bit of pressure. Bitcoin's like 55,000 and change. I don't care. These are anti-debt units, okay? They're not issued by a central bank, so I believe they're going much higher. Gold and silver also. You need to be in these spots, people. Why? I just told you. Central banks are going to continue to inflate on a scale that you cannot even believe. A whole new paradigm, people. It's not just about controlling the narrative, which they are. People like me are going to become extinct in a short period of time, so be ready for that too. So a lot of things are going on here in this twisted environment, and I want you all to be very, very aware of it. It's pathetic what's happening, not just here in the United States. This is a worldwide phenomenon, all right? The control of what people are allowed to know. And that's why people like me will not be out here in, I believe, a relatively short period of time. They won't process our videos. They don't want you to know. If you're someone like me, like I said earlier, and you have an audience, and you may wake up a few people, you may get them to think a little bit, you're public enemy number one. So again, I guess I am public enemy number one now that I got banned from LinkedIn, and YouTube won't process my videos unless I don't mention certain things. And I think you have an idea of what I'm talking about here. You can't talk about it. You're not allowed to talk about it. The people must be propagandized. They must be forced to buy the mainstream narrative. That's it. That's the way it is in this new America, this new paradigm, this new world order. Everything is changing, people, and it's changing very, very rapidly, and you should not be surprised because I've warned about this for a freaking decade, and it's in your face right now. It's in your freaking face. Anyway, so that's it, people. That's the story here. We have a big week. We got the Fed. They're going to talk. It's going to move the market. Watch the 10-year yield and watch the dollar. I can't stress these two things enough. I set this up for you right on my website, traderschoice.net, top of the second page, a real-time dollar index, the Dixie, DXY, and the 10-year yield. In fact, it'll be fun. Watch how they move when a Fed president talks. You're going to see them move, and the market, the stock market, will respond according to what's happening in the debt market. I fully believe the Fed is committed at this particular point to increase the turmoil in the debt market, put pressure on the stock market, which would be a buying opportunity in my view. And again, wait for Wall Street to start crying. Please issue yield curve control. And once that happens, the stock market is going to take off. It's going to take off. All right, people, I'm out here. I hope you get to see this video, and I hope YouTube's still not playing their games with me, at least for today. Please share the video, all right? Since I cannot post on LinkedIn anymore, I hope you would post this video on LinkedIn for me. All right, I'm out of here. See you later.